Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. Teaching people just like you how to get in the financial markets, how to do that safely, but also to do that confidently. And I do have my good friend, my good pal, Al Connickson on the show here today. Al, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, Josh. And you?
I am doing fantastic, and do you know why?
I would love to know why.
It is our 600th episode on the podcast here
Wow.
today. Let's get a round of applause for that one. Check that out.
Hey, how about some champagne and a little bit of cake?
Well, cake, champagne, whatever you want to do. Let's have a good time talking about the stock market here today. And if you're joining us for the first time, Online Trading Academy is a world leader in financial education. And I want to just cover a couple things before we get into some of the topics here today. There's trading and investing. It's a place for the public to go and place trades on either stocks or options, futures, Forex, cryptocurrency, whatever that may be. And a lot of people think you need a financial degree for that. So if you're joining us for the first time, I just want to talk about a little bit about where we came from, Al, but also where a lot of our students come from as well, because you don't need to go to school, college, and get a degree, or a finance degree, I should say, to get in the financial markets. I actually started out in construction and, did some highway heavy, owned a company for a while, labored for a long time. And it's one of those things, you can only do that for so long, right? And one of the financial markets was one of those things I wanted to get into. Very similar to a lot of our students. We get a lot of construction people that come here. We get a lot of pilots. We got a lot of nurses. So there's all aspects of life that come to the academy that have a desire to learn about the financial markets. Al, where did you start from? And you have a little bit different background than I do. I mean, you have a great background. That's why it's nice having you on the show here today. What's your background in as far as how you got into the markets?
Yeah, actually, I started out with a degree, kind of a specialty degree in criminology, kind of
Oh,
a
wow.
combination of abnormal
That's a little
psychology
different.
and sociology. Yeah, it was. And I did that for a couple of years. And then I developed an interest in trading because actually, when I was in high school, I made a trade. But my dad actually had given my brother and myself $100.
Hmm.
We put it into a stock which doubled. And I'm thinking, you know what? This is a pretty cool deal. I may not even have to go to college, but
Yeah.
I did. And then but I never lost my interest in investing. Then I went into the industry. I became a financial advisor, registered investment advisor, did
Hmm.
that for years, retired, and I started trading. I trade options. I've been doing that for years and came across the Online Trading Academy because some friends of mine were coming through and asked me to come in and check it out, which I did. It took them about 15 minutes to convince me that I should be here and
Hmm.
that I was bored being retired and been here ever since.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about Online Trading Academy is you mentioned you had some friends that were, getting engaged with the academy as well. And it's a community of traders and investors. That way you can make smart investing decisions and not do that alone.
Right.
And that's why a lot of things that we talk about here today, they may be a little bit different than or new terms and stuff like that. And that's why we have these free investing classes that we'll be giving away tickets to a little bit later. But we had some big moves in the markets this week, Al.
Yep.
We had a CPI number that was not so stellar, and we had a huge drop on Tuesday. Wednesday didn't do a whole lot. It dropped a little bit. Thursday opened up a low a little bit. We know what happened on Friday, but there's a lot of big, great moves up, but also down. Let's talk about a little bit of that today. How to make smart investing decisions. Even if you're brand new to the market, you don't need a financial degree. You just have to have the right skills and techniques trained by an educator.
Right. And that education, that training needs to be from someone who has experience in the markets, who understands how they function, how to take advantage of them. And that's taking advantage of the markets regardless of whether it's going up or down or maybe even flat, because we do go through periods of time where the market basically isn't doing anything. You still need to do something to benefit yourself financially, whether it's additional income to build wealth down the road, or whether you're in retirement and you need additional income at that point in time to maintain your retirement lifestyle. But there are strategies that are really designed for different, I guess, different goals that people have. Everybody's a little bit different in what they might need or might want to get out of the market. Everyone's a little different as far as their personality, their emotional makeup, how much money they have to get involved with. But the unique thing about Online Trading Academy is that we take everybody into consideration as an individual,
Hmm.
and a plan is put together for your future. What do you want your future to look like? That's really the key. It's not necessarily where you are now, but it's where you want to be in the future. But then you have to know that. You have to identify that to be able to put together the path that you should follow to achieve that, to kind of bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be. You mentioned something before, though, I think that really makes us unique, and that is the community aspect. Uh, Online Trading Academy has bricks and mortar locations that people can go to. Kind of look at it as your building, as your facility that you can go to if you need help with anything, if you have issues, if you want to have help, just kind of maybe moving things up a little quicker. But we have student support specialists that are here to do that. We have people like you and me, Josh, that are here to guide people and hopefully give them some motivation. But basically, it's people doing what is best for them with the help that they need. Not just the education, but it's building the skills to use the education. It's having the right tools to use that. And it's having help because no matter how much you know, there will be times or situations that arise that you need help with.
Yep.
And you can't just sit there and wait for somebody to call you and tell you, hey, I have a crystal ball and I knew you were having a problem. If you have an issue, you need to be able to get an answer for it or help with it immediately. That's what we do. So that's a huge benefit to a student. You're never alone out there.
That's a great thing, and it's nice for when people come in. They actually mention that they say, I'm glad I'm being guided through this new endeavor that I'm looking for," and that's what you really need in trading and investing. And that's kind of what's great about this show, Al, is we're able to hopefully inspire people to get started because it's new for a lot of people, and to be inspired to get started something new, it takes some action after that. And that's where these investing classes come into play. You mentioned a couple things I wanted to cover as well. You mentioned, people are looking to build wealth for their future, but it's
Mhm.
extra income. That's how you build that wealth. So you need income strategies to build that wealth, whether in your working years or during your retirement years. So Al, we do have these investing classes that I mentioned a little bit earlier, and we have investing classes at our local academies. If you're listening to the show, we have a class near you. And these are classes, 2-hour classes, where we kind of describe how the markets work, how they function, how we can potentially help you at least get a plan started to those goals or objectives that you do have. So I'm going to make it easy for you. You can text in for some 2 free tickets. Text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 free tickets for this investing class. Or if you'd like to call us, if you'd like to talk to somebody, call 888-682-6466 for 2 tickets for the investing class local at our academies, and see how these financial markets work and make better investing decisions moving forward. Al, coming up next, I want to talk about some of the market, I guess what's happening right now in the
Mhm.
markets with the
Okay.
CPI number. We had a big drop in the market, so make sure to get tickets for that investing class by texting investing to the number 210. This is Josh and Al. We'll be right back.